Hey, you guys, let's go ahead and get some tea leaves, get some messages from our spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What is it that we need to talk about? What is the most important? We got clouds, temporary problems, and we also got, so we got clouds, temporary problems. We've got scissors, disappointment in some affair, and dog barking, advice from a friend. What's the bottom of the deck? Yeah, X, or an axe, excuse me, forces working against you. Yeah, there's some type of confusion in a situation, and I feel like there's just so many things that are working against you, and it can be in any area of your life, and there can be a lot of confusion because clouds usually represent confusion, right? And it's like you're going to have to cut ties with something because you have the axe here and the scissors. It's like you're just going to have to cut ties with something. And I feel like maybe that's what the advice is. Now, maybe I'm the friend, that's giving you advice that you just got to cut this stuff off. It doesn't serve a purpose in your life anymore. And maybe for some of you, you've been cut out of a situation. People are cutting ties with you. And it's like what should have been temporary problems has become this mass issue. And, at some point, I just feel like a friend or, someone's going to say, hey, listen, enough is enough. So for some of you, we got new job or career here. We do have the pin. And maybe for others of you, this is advice from a friend that maybe it's time for you to quit your job. You're getting the axe. Somebody here is getting the axe. And it's like, you already knew that was going to happen, but you got the eagle here, triumph over troubles and obstacles. So whatever this situation is it a new job? Is it a new career? Is it, a family situation? Maybe for some of you, it's a divorce. You're going to be okay. This is just temporary. What else do we have here, Spirit? We have the needle and thread. That's funny because we got the pin and now we have the needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. So maybe in one area of your life, things are not working very well. And then in another area of your life, there's a successful outcome to your problem. For some of you, I'm getting somebody here is sewing. Maybe you're doing a sewing business because I got the pin, the scissors, and the needle and thread. For others of you, embroidery, I'm hearing, doing some type of embroidery. Oh, this is really awesome. You should think about doing embroidery. That's not going to be for everybody, but I am getting that. Or somebody here is going to, crocheting classes, or maybe that's what you should do. Focus your attention on the things that you can do, your creativity, making something. So you do have the key here. The key is a successful outcome to whatever problems that you've been having, anything that you've been confused about. For some of you, you're going to have to change something. Somebody's going to tell you, if this has to do with a new job or career, these are changes that you need to make in order to be in the guidelines of something so that you can soar over whatever this is. You're putting it together, so don't get discouraged. What else do we have here? We got lightning. Control your anger or you will be sorry. And we got the beetle, good fortune. So yeah, be mindful, other people trying to, or you even just getting frustrated about something because, maybe something's taking too long. And we have the crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Somebody here is sewing baby clothes. Also, something to do with baby clothes. Somebody's having a baby. I don't know. I see triumph and success and good fortune. So if this is a family issue and maybe forces are working against you in your own family, I feel like it's just temporary. Like, you know, and maybe it feels like it's been taking a really long time, and it's been creating a lot of doubt and disappointment in your life. Like, is this ever going to be, uh, are we ever going to come together? For some of you, this is like, you know, you're starting something new. You're cutting ties with old business and, you know, all that, and you're cutting ties. For some of you, you're cutting ties with your work, and you're going to go home and be a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, we got flowers, happiness. You're gonna, you know, work on your own happiness. I do have the two birds here, and that tells me there's gonna be some type of messages. I'm almost getting a stork too, because we have the crib here. We got cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. So whatever's going on, you are protected in this situation. What else do we have here? We got the rooster. An arrogant or boastful person you should not cross. You might deal with somebody who's just very arrogant, like, but you're protected regardless. Whatever messages come through, they might come through in a way that is hard to hear. That's what I'm also hearing. Something you hear, somebody tells you, or something you read, something comes out as harsh, but it's something you needed to hear, and maybe it could have come out a little softer. But we got the flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. So yeah, there could be, like, you know, the same old song is what I'm hearing. Like, it's the same old song. Skull, hidden secrets can harm you. Yeah, you got some messages about some type of secret that you didn't know anything about. Somebody here blew the whistle is what I'm seeing with the flute and the rooster. So some type of a secret came out, but you know, it could have been about a secret, you know, child. You know, there's a child being born. Someone's pregnant. Somebody tells you something. Target, a goal-oriented person. Is that you, or is that someone else? Like, you know, it's like almost like, you know, regardless, it's like there's these things going on in the background. And yeah, you might hear about it, but it, like, is there anything you can do about it? No. You know? And like, now you know. You know, it's like those little Easter eggs. Isn't that what they call them? Like Easter eggs in movies and stuff. Like, it's almost like you get these Easter eggs and it's like, okay, well, what do I do with that information now? You know, my suggestion is like, you know, okay, yeah, you know, boom, there's the lightning came in, there's the key. Okay. But just focus on, you know, the things that you can control and not the things that you can't, especially if you're having to deal with other people and other people have given you the axe. They don't want you to know. They don't want to talk to you, and just soar above. You've got a bird's eye view of what's going on. That's why the universe gives us messages. Nobody can hide anything. Basket, recognition and reward for merit. So yeah, I think you're being, dragon, beware of self-delusion. You know, just, none of us are that important in other people's lives. At the end of the day, the most important person to a person is themselves. We got ladder. You are climbing towards success. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, let things die. Let things go. Cut ties if you have to. Continue focusing on your goals, on your aspirations, on your, fortune. Tower, yeah, solid foundation, success with effort. You know, keep building on that platform. You're building something solid right now. We got the claw. Be careful. Do not take any risks. You're on solid foundation right now. It's almost like don't rock it. Broom, new home, new attitude. So for some of you, this is about like needing to clean up your home, sweeping cobwebs even, because it's funny, I put it up on the cobwebs. So maybe it's time for you to sweep down the cobwebs. Okay. I just heard somebody say I'm waiting till October. Grapes, time to go out and have some fun. So regardless of like the little things that are going on in the background that, yeah, they suck. Okay, they do. Trust me, I've got my own things going on in the background of my life. But at the end of the day, like, I'm happy. I'm peaceful. I got my little dog, I got my little home. I'm a witch in the woods. I'm a fairy in the forest. Like, honestly, nothing's happening to me. It's happening around me. It can't affect me unless I allowed it to. I just focus on helping others and focus on the people who want to be in my life. I focus on, the good things that I have. It might not be a lot, but it's a lot to me. And I'm a humble individual. So, would I like things to change in the background? Absolutely. Such is life. But sometimes we don't get everything that we want. And at other times it's like, the stars have to align in order for everything to come together. We all go through brief periods, and sometimes those brief periods do last years. But at the end of the day, what can you be doing? What can you be learning? Focus on your creativity. Focus on, building something. And I think for a lot of you, that's what you're trying to do. It's like you're sewing together the fabric of your life right now. We've got the rose, romance is in the air. So for some of you, focus on, love. We got Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, take time to stop and smell the roses. If things are quiet and you're bored, that's actually because there is no chaos around you. So don't create any. Even if it's like just the thoughts of people who have left you in the past, or, again, like that's a distraction. If there's nothing you can do about it, it's like that saying, you have a problem. Yes. Can you do anything about it? No. Then don't worry about it. Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then don't worry about it. Either way, don't worry about it. Focus on the path at hand. Again, going back to the sewing the fabric of your life. You're protected from all negative forces. That's what this is saying. Even from the people who left you in the past or you had to cut out. We got the heart, love, deep affection, and caring. That doesn't mean that you don't love them. That doesn't mean that you don't have deep affection or care or, want to think about them. And yeah, it hurts. I think sometimes it hurts. It's like, scissors in the back and an axe to the front. It's like, But again, I think for a lot of you, it's about filling your own cup. Focusing on planting flowers at this time. Focusing on, planting a garden. Focus on, planting new seeds of intentions. And then nurture them and water them and watch them grow. Allow whatever has happened in the past to motivate you, to move you forward. Because we all have a fucking story. We all have a story. We're all going through something. There is not one fucking perfect person in this world that is not going through something. We got Kat. Be mindful of two-faced friends. And it could have been a two-faced friend that got you into this mess in the first place. And we got coins. Money, it will be coming to you. So big money, money pouring in. Focus on that. Don't focus on this other stuff. That's what I love. I live out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows where I'm at. I can turn off the phone. I leave my phone at home when I'm out on the farm and doing my thing. Like, I don't want to be connected. I want to be so disconnected and just one with the earth that I don't really give a shit about what's going on my phone. I'm there beautifying the earth and putting plants in the ground and, doing some really amazing things that I don't need to be connected to things that don't make me feel good. Not people, not social media, not work, not nothing. That's called self-care. That's deep personal strength and peace that assures my success. My success in just being emotionally stable. Mentally stable, spiritually stable, physically even. So you're going to get recognition. You are absolutely going to get recognition for all the hard work that you're putting in. And if you're starting a new business, well, you're going to get the recognition that you deserve. You're starting something new. I absolutely see that. Just do yourself a favor And don't get distracted by all the drama and bullshit that's going on around you, because it's only going to take your focus away from putting it into the things that are actually, not that these other things aren't important or that you don't have feeling. It's just, if it makes you feel like shit, why put yourself there? Don't do that. Okay? What else do we have? Flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Yeah. Don't fly at half mast. For some of you, you need a raise. Raise your prices. We've got younger man. Dealings or relationship with a younger man. What else do we have here, Spirit? We've got the fan, romance, celebration, and party. So for some of you, you're going to be coming into a new relationship. And we got the rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. So you're going to get through this. For some of you, you're dealing with a, maybe it's a grandson, or this could be like your son. For some of you, you end up in a relationship with someone who is younger than you, or makes you feel young. One more. We got teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So getting together with friends, sitting down, talking to friends, asking for advice, opening yourself up, even if it's just you needing someone to talk to about some of the things so that you can process them, so that you can put your focus somewhere else. Sometimes that's all we need, is a listening ear for somebody just to hear us out. Call a friend and just say, hey, do you have 12 seconds? And then get out whatever you need in that 12 seconds. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Subject to interpretation. I don't know who's resonating with this, but please comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. Love you guys all so much. Take care.